A few days ago, a remarkable and heart-wrenching event unfolded deep in the forests of Uludağ, Turkey. The Uludağ Club, a group of nature enthusiasts and hikers, had set out to explore the lush landscapes of the region, as they often did. The forests of Uludağ, known for their breathtaking beauty and rich biodiversity, were the perfect backdrop for their journey. However, on this particular day, their peaceful hike took an unexpected and unforgettable turn. As the group made their way through the dense forest, the serene sounds of nature were suddenly interrupted by distressing cries. The sound was unlike anything they had heard before, raw and agonized, the desperate cry of an animal in distress. The hikers paused, their curiosity quickly turning to concern. Realizing that a creature was in trouble, they decided to investigate. With their camera in hand, they followed the sound deeper into the woods, their hearts racing as they approached the source. What they found was a scene that none of them would ever forget. In a small clearing, a young brown bear was struggling desperately, its left paw ensnared in a cruel poacher's trap. The steel wire of the trap had tightened around the bear's leg, cutting into its flesh and causing it immense pain. The bear's frantic movements only made the situation worse, as the trap was designed to tighten further with every struggle. The hikers watched in horror as the young bear, overwhelmed by fear and agony, tried to free itself. The bear's plight was devastating to witness. It was clear that the animal had been trapped for hours, if not longer. Exhausted and in pain, the bear attempted various ways to escape. At one point, it even tried to climb a nearby tree, as if hoping that breaking the trap's connection to the tree would set it free. But the trap held firm, and the bear's attempts only left it more exhausted and distressed. The hikers filmed the scene to document the bear's suffering and began discussing how they could help. However, approaching the bear directly was not an option. A wild animal in such a state could easily lash out in self-defense, putting anyone who got too close in serious danger. Realizing that they were out of their depth, the hikers made the wise decision to call for professional help. They contacted the local forestry department, explaining the situation and providing their location. Time seemed to crawl as they waited for assistance, the bear's anguished cries echoing through the forest. After what felt like an eternity, help arrived. A team from the forestry department, including a skilled veterinarian, quickly assessed the situation. The veterinarian, a seasoned professional with years of experience in wildlife rescue, was well known in the region for his dedication to animals. He had dealt with cases of poachers' traps before, but each new incident weighed heavily on him. This time was no different. The sight of the young bear struggling against the trap was both heartbreaking and infuriating. The veterinarian decided that the safest way to free the bear was to sedate it. This would allow the team to approach the animal without risking injury to themselves or further harm to the bear. Using a tranquilizer dart, the vet positioned himself behind a tree to ensure his safety. He waited for the right moment, then carefully aimed and fired. The dart struck the bear in the shoulder. Startled, the bear tried to pull the dart out, but the tranquilizer began to take effect. Gradually, the bear's struggles subsided, and it drifted into a deep, peaceful sleep. With the bear sedated, the team moved quickly to examine the trap. The steel wire was simple in design, but devastatingly effective. It had been tied to a tree, with a loop at the end to snare any animal that passed by. The more the trapped animal struggled, the tighter the wire became, cutting deeper into its flesh. The veterinarian carefully removed the trap, taking great care not to worsen the injury. To everyone's relief, the damage to the bear's leg was not as severe as they had feared. The team cleaned the wound and applied a bandage, providing immediate first aid. The veterinarian then turned his attention to the bear, conducting a thorough examination to ensure there were no other injuries. Satisfied that the bear was stable, he prepared to administer a wake-up injection. The team decided it would be best to release the bear back into the wild where it had been found, as its injuries did not require further medical treatment. When the wake-up injection was administered, the young bear began to stir. Slowly, it opened its eyes, confused and disoriented, but no longer in pain. The team watched as the bear regained its bearings. After a few moments, it stood up, tested its injured leg, and cautiously made its way back into the forest. The sight of the bear walking away, free and alive, was a moment of profound relief for everyone involved. This young bear was one of the lucky ones. Every year, countless animals fall victim to poachers in Uludağ National Park and beyond. Spanning over 12,700 hectares, the park is home to a diverse array of wildlife, including foxes, wolves, wildcats, and brown bears. Its rich ecosystems make it a haven for animals, but also a prime target for illegal hunters. Poachers use traps like the one that caught this bear to capture animals for their pelts, a cruel practice driven by greed and disregard for life. The traps themselves are often crude, yet highly effective, designed to cause maximum harm with minimal effort. For the animals that fall into these traps, the outcome is usually grim. Many die from their injuries or are killed by the poachers who set the traps. The bear's rescue was a rare and fortunate exception, made possible by the quick thinking of the hikers and the expertise of the forestry team. Incidents like this highlight the urgent need for stronger measures to combat illegal hunting and protect wildlife. Poaching is not only a crime against animals, but also a threat to ecosystems and biodiversity. Each species plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of nature, and the loss of even one can have far-reaching consequences. The story of the young bear's rescue is a testament to the power of compassion and teamwork. It reminds us that, even in the face of cruelty and destruction, there are people willing to take a stand and make a difference. For the members of the Uluda Club, the forestry team, and the veterinarian, their efforts saved a life and offered hope for a brighter future. As the bear disappeared into the forest, the team felt a deep sense of accomplishment and relief, but they also knew their work was far from over. Protecting wildlife requires constant vigilance, education, and enforcement of laws. It is a battle against ignorance and greed, but it is a battle worth fighting. This story serves as a powerful reminder to cherish and protect the natural world. Every creature, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, has a right to live free from harm. By working together, we can ensure that future generations will inherit a world where wildlife thrives and stories like this one become a thing of the past. If this story touched your heart, share it to raise awareness about the importance of wildlife conservation. Let's continue to be voices for those who cannot speak for themselves and strive to create a world where kindness and respect for all living beings prevail.